Guess who's going winter camping? What's going on, hikers? In today's video, I got something a little bit different for you. I am gonna share my gear with you, and I'm gonna try to stay warm and comfortable while doing like day hiking, but setting up a base camp and going out in the woods. So if you're new to the channel, my name is Jeremiah Stringer, and here we talk about all things hiking and backpacking. So if you're into that kind of thing, consider subscribing to this channel. Now on this trip, the setup is the temperature's supposed to get down to, I think, like 25-ish, so it'll probably get colder than that since we're gonna be down in a hollow and it'll be next to water. But the thing is, I'm going camping, and I plan to probably bring you along, and we're gonna do a loop while we're out there, but we're gonna be car camping, and I'm gonna kind of integrate my backpacking gear to stay warm while I'm at camp. There's a few things that you won't see in this video. Probably a couple things that I forget that hopefully I can just list out at the end of this video while I'm editing it. And some other stuff you won't see is we're going to take a Mr. Buddy heater, which I've never done before, and we're going to try and stay warm in the tent, which I'm going to show you in just a second. And we're going to take a propane tank and a big cooler. So I'm really excited, and I'm headed out tomorrow as of filming this video. So let's get started. I have a big black bag over here, and I'm going to start throwing my stuff in it as I start packing up. But we're going to start with what is my sleep setup and what am I sleeping in. This, folks, is my car camping tent. This is basically a Coleman tent that I paid 20 bucks for while I was in college with some tent pegs. And I have a tarp that I put it on top of, and of course, it's a freestanding tent. It's a cheap one, so it has a few poles that you use to keep it up and keep the rain fly kind of suspended off the top of the tent. And then what am I sleeping in? Now this is kind of odd. This is my Nemo Disco 15 degree that I use my entire through hike of the long trail. And this is my wife's sleeping bag, which I'm going to kind of use as a quilt. And it is a 26 degree Kelty Cosmic Down. And I would suggest if you're female and you're looking for a sleeping bag, try that one out, because I think we only paid like 150 bucks for it, and it's not super heavy. So I thought that was pretty good. And then of course I'm going to be using, while in my sleeping bag, my Thermarest. Look at that loft. Are you kidding me? How's your head not comfortable on that? For between the legs, shabam! This is the Trekology 1.0 because I haven't bought the 2.0. And then of course my non-slip mat, my shelf liner that I just use to keep my mat from sliding in case I'm not on flat ground. On an incline, I mean. But since we're car camping, surely we can find a great tent pad to sleep on. And then lastly, for the sleep setup, I'm going to go with the NeoAir X-Lite. And this is going to be a really unique experience for me because I've never had a heater in my tent. Now don't freak out. I know you're like, well, y'all are definitely going to die of carbon monoxide. Well, my buddy, he actually does like energy audits on houses for a living. So we got a carbon monoxide detector. We're going to stick it in there. So if I've uploaded this video, we're not dead, I promise. Now let's talk about how am I going to stay warm while I'm out there. Let's look at some of the clothing that I'm taking. I'm really going to layer it up. Woo, hot doggy, son. This is a lot of clothes, because when you're car camping and then you're setting up base camp and hiking out away from there, but you're coming back to the car at the end of the day, because by the way, this is only a 2-day, 1-night trip. You can take as much as you want as long as it fits in the vehicle. And it's just me and another buddy, so why not cram it full? Let's start with what am I going to hike in. So if you look, I have ex officio underwear. I also have some leggings that I may not hike in. I may just wear around camp. And then I have a shirt to hike in, and then my old, all these poor Ultras, my old beat up Ultra Lone Peaks. So taking those, that's going to be what does the trick on the trail. And then for socks, I'm rocking the Injinji Hikers. And Injinji, thank you for sending these to me. You guys are awesome. If you want to buy some Injinji and support the channel, I'll throw a link in the description. I also may use this fleece while I'm hiking too. It just depends on how cold it's going to be. I think during the day it'll probably be fairly warm. At night is probably when I'm going to have to bundle up. But anyway, I may use this fleece, and then I'm going to start layering. So I get back to camp. Oh yeah, I'm not going to walk without pants. I forgot. These are just my convertible, I think they call them convertible pants because they convert into shorts, but probably gonna stay with the pants because it's so cold. And then whenever I get back to camp, what I'll do is I'll make sure I'm not sweaty and I'll start layering up. So let's start with the feet. Now on my feet, I will put on these sock liners, which are also in gingy. And I also have 2 pairs of wool socks. And these wool socks, I like them because they're all fuzzy and fluffy, but I just bought them at Walmart, to be honest. So, you know, you don't have to have like ultra expensive gear or anything like that. And then my buff, of course, I'll use this for a million different things. And, you know, mainly around camp, I like to keep it around my neck to stay warm. Look at that, just a tube of fabric. Just a tube. Ha! And it makes a perfect scarf. It also makes a perfect face mask to keep your face nice and warm. The problem with that is, though, if I put it over my nose, since I wear eyeglasses, because I can't see anything, it fogs them up. So I never can pull it over my nose. So if you got a solution to that, you know, besides just throwing away my glasses, I'd love to hear it in the comments. Tell me what you think. Now, the Patagucci, I call it because Patagonia is so expensive. My Patagucci fleece-lined wool beanie that I don't hike in because I get too hot. And I have just some gloves that I cut the fingers out of, and also some fleece-lined gloves if I'm really cold that are wool on the outside. Again, bought these at Walmart. They're just, I think, mossy oak, not real tree. They're mossy oak, and they're given no chance of rain. It's like literally 0%, but I am bringing my frog togs just in case. You never know. And I will change. Oh, let's throw these pants in there too. These are just jogging pants, straight up, not gonna lie. And I'll put those over all my other layers on the bottom half. You really don't want to neglect the bottom half of your body whenever you're out in the cold. A lot of people do, and that's a no-no because you'll be nice and toasty up here, but then you'll be like, why am I so cold? Well, you don't have anything layered on below. And now the top half of the body, just synthetic t-shirt, Nike. Don't forget about my fleece. You know, I'm going to try out that fleece. This is something interesting. This company sent this to me. It's just like a Chinese company, cheap Chinese company, but they sent me this heated vest, and you can hopefully see there that it plugs into USB, and it comes with a little power bank, and you plug it in there, and you hold in the power button. I'll do a review on it later on, but you hold in that power button, and then it turns to like 113 degrees, I think, and it stays there, and then it's got a setting for 97 degrees, I believe, and then like 93 degrees. But I'm going to try this out. I tried it at the Ohio backpacking YouTube meetup or whatever, because it was really cold there. You know, I'm not used to that cold here in Kentucky, but I didn't know how to turn it on. I was hitting the power button. I was like, why is this power button not working? What is this? And then I emailed the company, and I was like, what? Y'all sent me a defective one. And they're like, did you charge the battery? I was like, well, duh, I charged the battery. You think I'm an idiot? And they're like, well, you have to hold in the button for 5 seconds before it'll turn on. And I was like, oh, I am an idiot. I was like, you all should really put those instructions on Amazon. So anyway, I'll review this later, but I'm going to try it out and see how warm it keeps me. So I'm excited to do that. And then my trusty North Face puffy that, shoo, it still stinks because I've never washed it, and it survived my entire long trail, and I didn't rip it up or melt it somehow. But anyway, I'm taking that with me. And then one of my newest pieces of gear that I'm super excited about. Some of y'all have been commenting on it in the comments, the comments on my other videos, and you're like, is that a ghost whisperer? Is that what that is? And yes, indeed. Somehow I convinced my wife to let me buy it whenever it's on sale. She said, I spent a lot on Christmas presents. If you want that jacket, go ahead and pull the trigger. And I said, click, click, click. Send it to me, baby. So then it showed up a couple days later, and I've been using it. I took it to the zoo of all places because it's super cold, and tried it with no layers, and it was fairly warm. But at the zoo, it was like 31 degrees. So I think it's going to do a lot better layering up. And I'm actually going to layer it under, I think, under my North Face hoodie. All right, let's move on to what electronics am I going to take. This is a quick one. Taking a 20,000 milliamp hour battery charger, a Bluetooth speaker because we're going to be camping in the car. I'm taking an iPhone charging cord and headphones. And I'll take the battery pack. It's like 5,000 milliamp hours that come with that vest I was showing you a minute ago that company sent me. And you know, you press the button, the one that I didn't know you should hold. I'll take that with me too, as well as my Apple Watch charger, because I want to tell the time. Okay, let's get this out of the way, and I saved the best for last, trust me. Wait till you see this. You're like, what in tarnation is that? Well, let me tell you what it is. This is a backpack that Tom sent me, and we actually met up at the Michigan Hammock Hang, and he messaged me and he's like, man, you got a heavy backpack, and I knew you're talking about getting a different one in one of your previous videos. Let me send you one of mine, and we're going to end up making you one. And I said, all right, man, let's do it. That sounds awesome. Thank you so much. So shout out to you, dude. I really appreciate it, and I'm actually going to put it to work as a day pack for me on this trip that I'm taking, because I don't think I can fit all my winter gear in here for just a normal backpacking trip. Anyway, let's see what's inside. These are the goodies that I saved for last. The heaviest cook kit that is known to man, because these are just bought from Walmart. And this is actually what I started with. And they're just Stanley. And they're cheap, and they're durable, and they're heavy. And then the heaviest camp stove known to man, but it's tried and true. This thing works great. I got it at just like a local outdoors place here in Kentucky where I live. But it folds out and it's got a little striker on it. Ah! Just kidding. Just kidding. Let's see. What else? Oh, how about... you know how everybody's always telling you, try doing the Nalgene and putting the boiling hot water in it. That's what this Nalgene is for on this trip, believe it or not. Taking smart water bottles to drink out of probably. Look at this. Speaking of cook kit and sticking with dishes, this is a spatula that my dog's chewed up. That is what's going to flip her eggs in the morning. And then let's get into, oh, check that. I made this pot cozy. If you haven't checked out how to do that, you should check out my video, because I think it's pretty awesome. But this is my normal little cook kit. You've probably seen it before if you're not new to the channel. If you are, I got videos talking about this with other gear, and BRS stove, long story short, Stanco, cook pot, and then there's a collapsible cup in the bottom. But I want to take that just in case. Maybe I just want to make a quick cup of coffee, and this is what I'm going to use. And I think that's all for the dishes. Oh, this is my early Christmas gift. The Be Free, Katadyn Be Free. Now I know some people are having problems because these don't have as long as a shelf life as a Sawyer squeeze, which I love the Sawyer squeeze, but they don't have as long of a shelf life. I will have to replace the filter at some point. But my great friends, Kristen and Kevin, that we actually met backpacking and we done the Foothills Trail with, we done a through hike with them, they got me this for Christmas. That's who we went to the zoo with. Aww, and I get to put it to work with me this weekend. All right, what else we got? All kinds of goodies. Oh, my hygiene. It's got all my hygiene stuff and a couple little bricks to make a fire with. So if you want to check that out, some Gluco tape, that kind of stuff. Ooh, there's a dirty Q-tip in it. Oh, 2 dirty Q-tips. You think that earwax is still good to start a fire? All right, let's see, what else? Leave no trace, right? I packed that out. I packed that out. Don't you tell me I didn't. What if we had to process some wood? My buddy left this at my house not too long ago. I haven't seen him since then, but I've been on my camping trips. I've been taking this massive knife. So this is just in case we have to baton some wood, and I think there's some matches and like a little compass inside there. The trekking poles, this Cascade Mountain Tech, the ultimate budget trekking poles. And got some cards and an O-ring for a Sawyer that I'm not bringing with me. Got a compactor bag to line my backpack with, just in case I want to waterproof it. Let's see, what else? Oh, the trusty Z-seat. I actually like to use this whenever I'm on a car camping trip, because it'll help keep your butt warm whenever you're sitting in just a normal camp chair, you know, because the front side of you may be facing the fire, but your back side, the hiney part, mine gets a little cold. So maybe try that out if you have one of these at home. Got the deuce of spades. It's clean. I have a spork that was right next to my deuce of spades. It's clean. And a bunch of these. Now I also have something else that I'm going to be testing out. I missed a couple things. The pee bottle's in there. In hindsight, I probably shouldn't have licked that spork. It's kind of gross, right? I have a water scoop. That's cool. And what do you wipe the hiney with? Got some toilet paper and some wipes. And then some monkey butt and an extra lighter. Got one in my cook kit too. And some extra zippies, Ziploc bags. Now for lights, I am wanting to try these out. So Big Tent Outdoor Equipment sent me this headlamp, which is kind of equivalent to your NU25. It's a little heavier. And they sent me this clip-on light. Oh, see that? So I've already tried them out a little bit, but I want to keep trying them out because I'm going to do a review for these peeps, and I want to give a true, honest opinion. You know, I don't want to just say, hey, send me that, and yeah, I'll do a review. I get to keep it. And then I think this may be it that's in the backpack, but it's my Nightcore NU25. Hasn't failed me yet, and it's rechargeable. Now, like I said, if there's anything that I forgot, I will drop it right now. If you think you enjoyed this video, maybe you want to see some other like car camping type videos, give me one of these, comment, make sure you comment on the videos, subscribe to the channel, and kick that notification bell so you can be notified when I release a new video. We'll see you in the next one.